Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Carroll from MyMMAnews.com and Carroll's Corner MMA podcast. Tonight, I am joined by Corey Butts, who will be fighting at Cage Wars 50, a huge milestone for the promotion, as he'll be fighting in the co-main event against Brett Pastro. Corey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Kyle. I'm doing pretty good.
I'm glad you could join us tonight. You got a big fight coming up. It's a co-main event for the lightweight title. Tell us a little bit about it.
I'm pretty stoked about it. We haven't got to fought much since all this shit's happened, so every chance we get to do it, we're happy. And he seems like a pretty good guy, so we're stoked to go out there and see what we're going to do. Oh, did I freeze up?
Are you there, Corey? Sorry, I think I lost you for a second.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. You're 7-2 going into this fight. Tell us a little bit about how training is going for you, and do you feel any pressure on your shoulders for this fight?
Training's going pretty good. It's just the same as always. You get in there, you just come in the best shape you can do. You train the best that you can train. You can train all day long for like what you think the guy's going to do, but as you know, a fight goes however it's going to go. I got good training partners. I've been able to be in there pretty consistently. We haven't had no shutdowns. The weather's held up pretty good, so that's been pretty nice. As far as pressure, I mean, it's a fight. It's at the end of the day, they're the same as every other one. It's amateur, so there's not too much pressure. Obviously, I'm trying to win. He's trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always a little bit, but it is what it is.
Absolutely. And now this is the 50th show for Cage Wars. They
Yeah.
put you as a co-main event. What does that mean to you that they wanted you to be the co-main event for their milestone?
Oh man, it means a lot. Like I love Cage Wars, period. Like definitely one of the best promotions around. Definitely one of the best ones I've ever gone to. Slim's super good dude. They're super professional. I don't think there's ever been like nothing bad that I could really say about them. They take care of us as a fighter. They take care of our coaches. Anything we've ever needed or like had a problem with, reaching out to them. They've always stepped up and took care of it or try to find a way to take care of it. I mean, like I was stoked. I was stoked every time I fight there. I'm stoked.
Absolutely. It's a great venue. It's inside the Rivers Casino and
Yeah.
Resort out in Schenectady, New York. How far are you from Schenectady? Do you have to
I
travel
think we're
far?
like 2 hours, 2.5.
Oh, okay, you are that far. All right, so
Yeah.
you're a little closer. But that's not bad. 2 hours. I'm sure it's a nice little drive from where you're from to Schenectady.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not bad as long as, especially like during the fight camp, we're just it's better when you have somebody else to drive and you can just relax in the back seat.
Absolutely. And how's weight for you? Is that going to be an issue? I know you're
Nope,
usually pretty
nope.
professional about that.
Yep. So
Awesome.
far, we're on track for everything. I don't see like no complications coming up. I don't see us not making it. Like you said, I've made every time they ask for a weight, we make it. So we're good there.
Now you got quite a bit of experience on your opponent. You're 7-2. I believe he's 2-1. Does that give you confidence going into this fight, knowing that you have that much more experience, or is it like you said before, just another fight? Anything can happen.
Well, I mean, like I've gone in like a fight at 3-0 against like guys 6-2-1.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like he's not ever done combat sports or like any athleticism sports. So it's not like he's a scrub or anything like that. As far as like the record, like you said, it's amateur, so it's hard to tell because
Yeah,
anything can happen. I've seen people 6-0 get knocked out by a guy that's 3-0.
absolutely. Now you're 7-2. You win this fight, moves you to 8-2, which is a pretty impressive amateur record. What's your goals from there? Do you plan to turn pro soon? Is
Yeah,
that a question?
yeah, we was gonna try to turn pro this time,
Okay.
but with everything that was happening, it was hard to like constantly train or like get a good promotion. And we had reached out to Cage Wars, and they was talking about starting one, I believe, July.
Okay.
They was doing like a pro-am card. So I figured like we had a pretty good layoff with the COVID happening. I had like one fight in like I think the last year. which isn't a whole lot for like an amateur, especially like
Mhm.
we was doing it like every chance we got before. So I figured I'd take this one, get W, then like continue on from there. Hopefully we can stay on track this time and actually just keep on going.
Yeah, I'm sure I could make sense if you don't want to travel to a promotion you might not know, especially with all COVID and everything else going on. Someone gets it, your fight could be off just like that, or you could contract it from wherever you're coming from, back from. So I totally understand that. So want to go pro? What have you done that you like? You like, you know what, this I definitely feel like I could go professional. How's training changed for you, or has it not changed? Like, what are you doing that you feel like you'll be more successful or continue your success as a pro?
I started to compete more. I started to do like more to like jujitsu tournaments and stuff like that. Like we have pro fighters in our camps and in our gym, so it's not like none of us know what's going
Hmm.
on. So they've helped me progress myself as an athlete and as a fighter. Obviously, the only real difference is you got 5 minute rounds, which long time when you don't really realize long time. You think about, it, I'm like, man, that's like a fight and a half now. So you definitely have to like get a little bit endurance better. I feel like I'm more rounded now. I'm starting to get a little bit more confident with my hands and stuff like that. Every fight, I just try to improve myself overall. Like whatever I don't get from that fight,
Hmm.
I try to improve for the next one.
Absolutely. And are you still working full time, or are you kind of splitting working and
No, it's still 40
training?
hours a week.
God bless you. That's a lot. So you're probably putting in almost 80 hours a week between training and working full time.
Yeah, I literally go most days. I go literally from work straight to class. I got an hour drive from work to class, so there's
Oof.
literally it's yes, it's terrible. I come home. Usually, I'm already past my bedtime. I'm like old man now. Like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm trying to be half asleep.
Fair enough. You're getting up pretty early, I'm sure. When do you want to make that transition? You want to go from, you know what, I'm going to put my work life to the side for now on hold and then pursue this dream. When does that transition happen for you? Do you have like a timetable, or is it just kind of something you haven't really talked about?
Well, I'd hate to put like a timetable on it because then
Mhm.
if things don't start going the way they should, then I kind of backtrack and then like it's a mental kind of breakdown. Like, now you feel like stressed about it and there gets pressure. So I've been just trying like I keep little like side steps. Like, okay, if I get this, like get this fight, 4 months go by, I do the training for a pro as myself, and just keep in my head like, okay, this is what I'm training for, and now
Mhm.
everything's lined up. I can be like, okay, now I can take the next step and be like, can we afford this? Can we do that? Is there going to be enough like promotions around to sustain my lifestyle? Can I get like enough sponsors and stuff like that going?
Absolutely. Yeah, tell us a little about sponsors. I know you have a few sponsors. I saw you
I don't know
post
if you
on
can
your
see it or not.
Instagram. Let's see what we
Where is
got
it?
here.
Where are we going? Oh, there we go. We got Aftermath Bullies. I just got them. I do got their. I signed up for other things. I don't know if you guys can see or not, but I have Matthew Michael 82 and for his Instagram. That's
Okay.
Aftermath Bullies. Best dogs you're gonna find around. We have Jason Rosati. Everybody wants how I stay in good shape. Things like that. Helps with weight cut. Excellent strength and conditioning coach. I couldn't say enough about the man as far as what he does for me and for everybody around us. And
That's
then,
awesome.
of course, Florishine Farms 386. I know weed's legal, but not everybody likes the weed. Sometimes you need the CBD for recovery and things like that. If you need that, those other guys reach out to. Them are my go-tos. They have
Awesome.
tinctures, we have rubs, they have flowers, whatever you need.
Awesome. I'll have to have you send me the links for each one again, and I'll put them in the post when I share this.
Yeah, man, I definitely appreciate that. Like I said, they've done nothing but good things for me, not only as businesses but as people wise. 10 fights deep. I haven't ever had sponsors before. I'm really picky about that. Obviously we're not getting money for it
Hmm.
for fighting, so we do rely on them guys. And as a fighter myself, I try to pride anybody that stands behind me in them.
That's awesome. And now you said 10th fight in, haven't had any sponsors. Now it looks like you got a pretty good support system from the community. How important going forward is the sponsorships and the branding of the name to kind of get your name out there? Where it seems like nowadays you're getting big fights and stuff because you're big on Instagram, you're big on social media. It seems like the matchmakers that's what they're looking for. How important is that to you moving forward?
Yeah, it took a long time for me to figure that out, honestly. Yeah. Social media does run things nowadays, as we've seen, like you said, when they look you up on Instagram, they look for like the big ticket fights. So
Hmm.
sponsors, followers, all that. I unfortunately have never been like a mainstream guy, and I've just now recently like started to use it to my advantage. So they're very important, man, especially for like people like the amateurs. That's all we have.
Absolutely, and you're one of the you're pretty talented inside the cage. Definitely a brute force and prospect coming up. Eventually, going to be a young pro. But tell us a little bit about who Corey Butts is outside the cage. What are some things that you're into, that you enjoy? I know you have a family. Tell a little bit about what you like to do. Who's Corey Butts?
Man, I like anime, man.
Okay.
I like to exercise. Anything that benefits me, I like doing. I like relaxing, reading. Really big reader. Just helps me chill out and like get away from reality for a little bit.
What kind of genre are you reading?
Right now I'm reading this book called The Aberrat, which is it's weird as shit. I don't know how to describe it other than just like every fantasy book you can imagine and like a little bit of fiction just rolled into one.
Okay, sounds pretty good.
I like dragons and shit like that, so anything
Nice.
like that I'm into.
There you go. Are you a big like TV guy too at all? Or no TV shows?
If I can binge watch.
Binge
I
watch?
I hate I hate I hate so much, man. Like episode by episode or season by season. As you know, we don't got a lot of time. So I
Yeah,
can't let it I have to like be able to sit down and watch like two seasons in a couple of days and be done with it.
I totally understand that. That's kind of what I like. I hate waiting from week to week. I refuse
Yeah,
to watch a show like that.
it's
So
terrible. Like, that's kind of glad there's cable no more. As much as I don't like Netflix and Hulu, I'm glad they're there.
absolutely awesome. Are you a big like outdoors guy at all, or like
Yeah, I love the
hunting or
outdoors,
fishing
man.
and stuff like that?
I love the outdoors.
Yeah,
Mostly hiking. I used to do a lot of fishing up here. It's not so much just because the game wardens and shit. Like, there's so much hassle to do anything.
yeah. They're hassling people up there.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Everybody needs their money.
True, true, true. All right, cool. So you're a big fisher. What was the type of fish you normally go for? Obviously freshwater up there. Trout, bass. What are you fishing for normally?
Pike.
Pike. Okay.
I came from down south where we did like a lot of bass fishing,
Oh, all right.
which is a lot better to me just because they're a little bit dumber and they put up a little bit bigger fight.
Best combination. Get the worm and get the
Yeah,
bite. Oh man, I wish they changed the name of it to catching, so you're always grabbing something when you're
yeah,
throwing
man, I love them.
it. It's always a
Catfish
good
are
time.
pretty good too.
What was that?
The catfishing up here is pretty good.
I never gone catfishing before. That's definitely something
No,
I'm interested in
oh man,
trying.
that you gotta try that.
I do a lot of trout fishing, fly fishing, and then bass and anything else I'll catch in the freshwater, but never caught a catfish before.
No,
No, I've thrown dog food to catfish once, and that was pretty interesting.
oh no, man.
It was like a little pond. I was
Yeah,
throwing
no, no,
dog
no.
food to catfish, and they would just swarm to it. I also
Yeah,
almost cut my thumb in half, but
yeah, they'll eat anything. Like honestly, there's catfishing is the cheapest, easiest thing to do. No matter what you have, if you put it on a hook, a hot dog, bacon, it doesn't 3 day leftovers. You throw it on a hook, they'll eat it and they'll swallow it, and it's so easy to hook them. And they're so dense that when you're reeling them in, you're like, shit, this has got to be big. Sometimes it's not, but like at least it feels big.
it's all about the fire, right? When you pull that
Yes.
sucker in. How do they taste? They taste pretty good.
I've never eaten one out the rivers here, just
Okay.
because you know I'm I lived in Elmira for a while, and I've seen the shit they throw in the river. So
Besides
I
bodies,
veered,
it's toxic.
yeah, I veered away from all that. But like, I've definitely eaten them like down south. They had like fish fries, and like you get some catfish and grits, man, and it's amazing.
Okay, yeah, I've had fish fry a ton. It's usually cod though. Whenever I get a fish fry,
No, you gotta get
I'm gonna
some
have to try it.
catfish, some grits, and some of the vinegar sauce that they have.
I'm gonna have to try that. Where down south were you?
Lake City,
Lake City. Okay, cool.
about 45 minutes from Gainesville, little
All right,
about halfway between Gainesville and Tallahassee.
all right. So you were in the swamps down there in Florida.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
Very cool. So thoughts about this fight coming up? You got a big challenge. Do you see any challenges that he presents to you?
I mean, everybody presents a challenge. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
good. Like I say, he's obviously a well decorated wrestler. It's looked like he's had some Muay Thai fights. It looks like he's had combat sambo fights. You know what I mean? Which is good. Like I like, the more experienced they are,
Yeah, absolutely.
the better I become. Win, lose, or draw, like you gotta get better.
I agree. I love the fact that you're just willing to get in there against anyone, and throw down. So definitely appreciate that as a fan. What do you how do you see the fight going? Do you have a prediction for the fight?
The predictions are terrible, man. I hate making predictions because then it puts that little bit of pressure. Like, all right, I gotta do this now that I said it.
All
No,
right.
man, I've been in like 3 round fights. I've been in 1 round fights. The ones that I expected to get done quickly, they've gone the distance. Like sometimes you just can't put somebody away, or they just don't have it in you. Like a cut can happen where you just
Mm-hmm.
first round's over, and like now all of a sudden you're like heavy handed, or you're sand in your feet. You can't move.
Gotcha.
Personally, I mean, it would be nice to get like a first round knockout.
Absolutely, that'd be awesome. Definitely make the highlight reel.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, absolutely. You can't go wrong with a good highlight reel.
No,
That's
no,
for
you
sure.
can't. I ain't had one of them yet.
I was just about to ask, what's your most memorable moment as an amateur? Do you have a moment in a fight or right after a fight or before that you're like, you know what, that moment was pretty special to me in my amateur career?
Oh yeah, man. We did King in the Cage actually contacted us one time,
Okay.
and it was like a short notice fight against like some I think it was WNY or CNY. A couple of them guys up there. But like it was me. We didn't have like a cornerman. It was me and my coach. No money in our pocket, just going up there on a whim because somebody pulled out of a fight. And like I don't even think we was in like camp. It was just like whatever. We're going. They called it. We're not gonna say no to this. So like we had a good time. They provided us with a hotel and stuff. It was awesome time leading up to the fight. We one of our teammates, Jason Rossi, he actually came up and helped corner with us. And like obviously we're out of towners, he was the hometown guy. That was my first time at the venue, so I don't even know what's going on. Like I messed up my walkout. Everything was just terrible, And we got the rear. No, I got a standing guillotine in like a minute. So it was great because like going into it, you could walk out. It's like dead silence. I don't have no fans there, but like one guy, Chris Buckley, and my 2 cornermen. Like he comes out and like obviously the whole stage erupts and like the whole way in he's like taunting me, like doing like the unnecessary, like I'm dead. I'm just like, okay, whatever. So like it was good personally as like kind of like a ha ha to you, like unnecessary shit that you did could have been avoided.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
It was
awesome.
just it's nice being like we was the underdog, and it
Mhm.
was nice just going out there and just hey, like just because we're alone don't mean that you can count us out.
Absolutely. Corey, I'm looking forward to seeing you get in there. I know you get the title on the line, but I'm pumped and looking forward to seeing you actually get in there and fight again before you turn professional. So definitely always a treat to watch you in there as an amateur.
I definitely appreciate that, man. It's always good to have you guys comment. Even when you're in there, I hear you, and I like sometimes I gotta refocus myself on the fight because I enjoy your comments so much. I'm like, oh, don't get distracted.
Well, I appreciate it. And I always wonder how much you guys could always hear myself and Will Barry, and now Ben Fields is on the mic with us. So I'm always curious to how much you guys could hear us.
You can hear it. You can hear him pretty good, especially if you're over near the corner. It's pretty live.
That's awesome. Well, Corey, best of luck to you. Remember, Cage Wars, ladies and gentlemen, next Friday, January 21st, at Rivers Casino and Resort in Schenectady, New York. They're starting to build the whole area up. It's starting to look pretty nice. But 50th anniversary or 50th fight show for them. Huge milestone. They've been going for years now. Definitely check it out. Go to cagewarsmma.com for tickets, or you could ask Corey Butts, I believe, for tickets, and he could help you out as well. They're going to sell out. They've sold out the last 5 shows, I believe, so you definitely want to get your
Get them
tickets
quick.
now.
Get them quick.
Get them quick. And if you can't get tickets and can't go, make sure you go to Cage Wars MMA, and they should be streaming on Fight TV. So definitely check that out. I'm Kyle Carroll. Corey Butts, any last words for you?
Nope. I have none. I hope to see everybody there. Like you said, it's a big milestone for Cage Wars. Super stoked to be on there for them. And as always, like and follow my IG page. Like and follow my sponsors. I definitely appreciate it. Any little help we can get, we're more than grateful for.
Absolutely. Corey Butts fighting on Cage Wars 50, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. I'm Kyle Carroll from MyMMAnews.com and Carroll's Corner MMA podcast, and we're signing off.